Hopefully she don't leave, so I burn off it all empty. Wake up for this shit, gotta change some things so I get wealthy. And I really hope that I'm out here doing something, yeah. You know I'm gonna be top.
Okay, 1 second. Okay. Let me just make sure the audio's all right. Oh, hey, Granny. Hello, can you hear me? Hello, hello? I feel like I always have audio problems. What is up with this?
It's okay not to be
Hello.
okay. Sometimes when the love rains come, it'll be
Test,
alright.
test,
Just hold
test.
your hand,
Test,
we can
test,
win
test.
this fight together. It's
No?
better, we'll survive the night. It's okay not to be okay. Sometimes when the love rains come, it'll be alright. Just hold your hand, we can win this fight together. It's better, we'll survive the night. Together, we work well as one. If love is a game, then we've already won. When I am with you, the skies are always blue. You flip my frown and make me happier than you. Ooh, ooh, love you. Stay true for you.
Test, test. Oh, you can hear me. Oh, okay. Oh, never mind then. Perfect. Oh, hey, Granny, how's it going? I figured that, here, let me turn this music down a little bit. I figured that it's been so long since I've streamed, you know, and I feel bad that you, Titube, Turby, whatever, have subscribed to me. You know, you paid to, you know, watch me do, I mean, nothing really, but you still paid me. So I felt bad. So I feel like, you know, any random stream, which is me studying, could be cool, could be interesting, because I'm trying to make these slides. I'm trying to make these slides in a way that anybody with no experience can actually learn how to fly. So, I mean, you could sit back and, you know, critique me, say if it's too complicated, if you have any questions, go from there, if you're interested. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing. But how are your exams, Granny? I hope they went well. Because they were on your last exam was the 18th. You were saying, right? Yeah, yeah, they've been over for a bit. But how'd they go? Fake ass MVR. Okay, get out of here, Deadly. Um, no, that's good to hear. It's good to hear. How's it going, Randy? You busy? You free? Um. Okay, let me see here where to start. So, the slides that I'm working on now is takeoffs. So that's the one I'm building now. So we have a flight instructor guide here. That's pretty much filled with everything, you know, all, how somebody should be taught. And we have this general lesson plan that they give us. So your first lesson, it's a lot of, you know, you're familiarized with the airplane and everything like that. So I'm just going to have a quick look here. The third flight should be takeoffs and climbs. This is where you're demonstrating it to the student. And then the fourth flight, they take off. No. The fifth flight, they take off, which is the supervised practice. Okay. So you're for this lesson, we're going to be looking at it very early in somebody's training here, and pretty much the gist of taking off is you. Let me. You know what I could do? I could open up Flight Simulator, and kind of show points of Flight Simulator as I'm talking about this, just to help show the lesson a bit more. Nerd. Yes, Randy, I am a nerd. Leave me alone. What a bully. You too, Crane. Yeah, I am I am. But dude, my school has been closed for 7 or 8 months, and everything's just opening up now, and it's just so hectic for me to try to get back into it. 7 8 months of doing fuck all. Now I'm trying to teach someone how to fly an airplane. So that's why I haven't been streaming as often. But God, I'm blind as a bat too. There we go. Flight Simulator. There's probably going to be an update in the game. Hey Turvy, how's it going? It's going good. Yeah, I haven't streamed in a while, and I need to study, so I am streaming studying. But it's about airplanes, and I'll open up Flight Simulator to make it a little interesting to watch and everything like that. So, yeah, enjoy the stream.
Teach us how to fly a plane in Microsoft Paint, pussy.
Microsoft Paint? Teach us how to fly in Microsoft Paint. Okay, fine. Here, where's Microsoft Paint? Let me open. It's gonna take a minute to load. Okay. Fine. You wanna hold up? Let me try to draw an airplane here first. I think it was, come on, something like this, and then something like that. Yeah, it's a decent looking airplane. Landing gears, kind of decent. There you go. There's your airplane. Have I done Flight Sim in VR yet? No, I haven't. I didn't even know you could do VR in Flight Sim, to be honest. That's kind of cool. I'll have to try that. I've been using VR for like every little thing that I could think of. Unfortunately, I haven't. Oh wow. Okay. Well, let me just hide that. It's gonna take a bit to update. Yeah, I've been using VR for everything. I've gotten this racing game that I believe is on sale right now. Project Cars. This was VR as well. This was fun as anything. But yeah, he uses it for porn and that's it. I'm pretty sure you can. Not 100% though. For flight sim or porn? Damn. I mean, listen, if you're gonna have a VR, you can't tell me that. I'm not gonna believe you if you've never used it or like considered using it for that. Um, for porn. But anyways, we move. Okay, so about the takeoffs, like I said, the slides I'm making right now is for someone with no experience. I have Project Cars 2 and Dirt Rally. I've used my wheels and pedals, but not VR yet. A buddy of mine, I'm terrible. He has VR, but he doesn't want to use it in Project Cars yet until he actually gets the wheels and pedals and everything, which I think would be really cool. Um, Kind of has me looking into it until I saw the price tag for how much the wheels and pedals for the full driving sims actually cost. You know, they could go up to 2K for one of those sims. Too much for me, way too much. Um, so I'll pass. But or at least for now, I'll pass. But it is fun. It definitely is fun. Okay, so um, takeoffs are gonna be a mix between slides or 4 slideshows, not slides. Um, we're gonna do the first one. Um, we'll try to do all of them. Yeah, solid wheel is expensive. Ever drive a car with a joystick? Are you talking about? Here, hold on. Are you talking about like a joystick, or are you talking about like a manual shift, calling it a joystick? Because I'm thinking, you mean my little Logitech? What's it called? This is it right here. Extreme 3D Pro. It sounds so fancy, but it's not. This is my joystick. But can you even drive in a racing game with a joystick? I mean, there's probably some way to do it, but that sounds like too much hassle. Um, but okay, yeah. Focus. Back to the slides. Um, so the first lesson of takeoff is so at the start of every single slideshow we do an outline, why we're talking about it, where does fit in, review, and a definition for it. So this is going to be something which you see in all of it. TTS was a hassle for you, don't at me. Yeah, TTS is a hassle to set up. I'm not good with this stuff. But, so why are we learning about takeoffs? Well, to recognize the correct procedures when conducting a takeoff. I think this might be a little complicated for the wording. I got my first COVID shot yesterday. Congratulations, Granny. How do you feel? Do you have that post-COVID COVID shot sickness? I haven't had my vaccine yet. Canada's a little slow for the rollout, but my family has gotten their shots. My arm's really sore, no sickness. Okay, it's not too bad. You'll die to a government conspiracy now. God damn it. Honestly, I'm really hesitating to get the shot myself, but we'll see. I'll give it time. Why are we learning about takeoffs? Yeah, recognize the correct procedures when conducting takeoffs. Learn to get the aircraft airborne safely, of course. You know, it's kind of a dumb thing to have. Why are we learning about takeoffs? Well, if you're learning how to fly, you gotta take off. Like, it's a bit of a stupid thing to learn, but you gotta have it in a slideshow and you gotta teach it. No side effects for me. You got vaxxed as a kid, you good. My friend said they got sick after the shot. Yeah, I've heard that was common, getting sick afterwards, but I don't know. I haven't taken it, so can't say much. Um, yeah, but it's kind of it's gonna be a short slideshow. Um, so learn to get the aircraft airborne safely, recognize the different methods of takeoffs and when they will be used. I don't think I'm going to include this because there are different types of takeoffs, whether you're taking off on grass, gravel, whether it's a short runway and you typically wouldn't have enough space to take off. There's ways to take off in the shortest distance possible. Um, but for now, you know, their third lesson, they don't need to know this. Um, they don't need to know all that complicated stuff. Let's see, because their third lesson is going to be a mix of they're going to learn how to fly straight with their wings level, and accelerating and decelerating the aircraft. It doesn't need to be that complicated of a lesson. So let's just leave it to just take off. Um, all right, I don't understand that. Uh, I'm assuming that's Arabic writing, but I can't. I don't know what that means. Well, enjoy your games, Deadly. What are you doing? Playing some Diablo? Terrible game. Diablo 3, awful. Diablo 2 is the best Diablo. Just saying. Um, where does this fit in? Prior to this lesson, we've operated no, because it is the third lesson. So before this, they are going to be learning, yeah, how to start the engine. You turn the keys. There's a bit more to it than that, but attitudes and movements is the lesson they learned before this. So let's just put this in. That's crazy. When he was talking that shit, your stream also went down crazy. Wow, that's weird. But it didn't. So yeah. Um okay, let's see. So takeoffs are the logical continuation. Next is the circuit. So when we are talking about takeoffs, you're not just going to be learning about it in this one flight for your third flight. Like you're going to be mixing in takeoffs with other things. So it's not just uh, taking off, because taking off is like a very small portion of flying, right? It's not like in your third flight you're just going to be sitting there taking off 10 times. Like taking off is easy. Anybody could take off. I've taken up kids who are, 10 years old and let them take off the airplane even before I was training to be an instructor, because it's not hard. As long as you are still in control, anybody could take off. You literally just push in the throttle once everything's set up, and ease the control column back. That's pretty much it. You can't pull it back too much, or else then, you could come into problems. You could create more drag on the aircraft, so you don't take off as far, as early as you want to. Maybe you have a shorter runway than typical, not enough for a short field takeoff, but short enough that you could go off the end if you don't have some sort of awareness of it, or even striking your tail, because if you pull back on the controls quick enough, and while you're taking off, if your nose pitches all the way up, you could smack your tail on the ground. Here, let me just look this up. Here, hold up. Airplane tail strike on takeoff. It's a very common thing to here, hold on. I think they're gonna show, is this them landing here? Okay. So right here, if you pull back far enough while taking off, your tail has a chance to strike. I don't see whether they actually struck here, but Is there a timestamp for when they think it struck? Okay, well, pretty much if you pull back abrupt enough, this can hit the ground. And of course, that's bad. You don't want that. So, trying to teach the student how to take off properly is kind of cool. When do I get? God damn it, Donnie. When do I get to see a plane crash in a building? In video games, Battlefield. It's coming out soon. That's when you get to see that, but not in real life. Hopefully not in real life. I'm excited for the new Battlefield. That'll be fun. Okay, so the attitudes and movement slides I don't have made, but in that slide they're pretty much just flying straight, learning how to accelerate and decelerate. So they're going to be learning before this how to use the throttle properly, so they're not just ramming in the throttle. You don't. You could actually starve the engine from shoving the throttle in too quick. Just popped an M-Tech. Put me to sleep, Dad. An M-Tech? What the hell is an M-Tech? M-Tech. Oh, is this like a sleep thing? Huh. Okay. No, I've never heard of M-Tech, but what is it? Some sort of melatonin? Relax your muscles, just knocks you out? Pain pill. Okay. Why do you need painkillers? Did you hurt yourself somehow, or what's going on? What's up with you? Okay, so the review from the previous lesson would be something to do with the proper use of throttle. If you push it in too fast, you starve the engine. So these are just going to be shitty points that I'll clean up later. What else would be reviewed that they would need to know before taking off? Ooh. Let's see. So I don't know, something to do with avoiding abrupt controls. Like I said, we don't want a tail strike. In the definition here, let me see if I could pull up a document here. No, I don't think I have it. It's here. No, okay. It's a book called the Flight Training Manual. I want the PDF for it. It's not the right one. I'm looking for a PDF of this book. Who This Is Dope. I mean, me talking about flying? That's kind of cool. I can't find the book. The Flight Training Manual isn't here. Typically, I know somebody has it online. Well, this is the book I'm looking for. I actually have a hardcover of it in front of me, but I know I have a PDF somewhere here. 1 second. I'm gonna see if it's on my laptop here, and I can just email it to myself. 1 second. Let's see. I know it's here for sure. It's a shame that they got rid of it. To be fair, it was copy. It was probably some sort of copyright strike on it, but it was very helpful to have. Um, it's been up there for years too. I'm surprised they took it down. Okay, can't find it. God damn it. So I want you guys to actually see this. If it is anywhere, it should be here. Let's see. Huh. I don't think I saved it. Hold on. Just have a quick look again through my downloads. See if I could pull the file. I really thought it was somewhere here. Okay. I can't find it. Okay. Let me see if it's somewhere here. Don't have anything here, right? Flight training. No, it just brings up Google. Okay. Let's try. Try other pages in Google. I don't know. I really thought people had this. That's not it. It's not the one. Nope. I want this book. Wow. Can't believe they did take it down. Nope. Okay. Oh well. Guess I'll move without it. I got it in front of me anyways. So, I'll just read off what it says here in the actual book. It says taking off as defined in the Canadian Aviation Regulations in relation to an aircraft means the act of leaving a supporting surface and includes the immediately preceding and following acts. In a normally executed takeoff, the aircraft becomes airborne smoothly and efficiently, with the minimum takeoff run consistent with positive control and good climb performance. That's a lot of jumble, but the act of leaving a supporting surface, you're getting off the ground, you know? And it says supporting surface, and it doesn't specify whether it's a runway, grass field, or anything like that, because, you know, there are, seaports, things like that as well. So it's just kind of a broad definition, kind of a shitty definition, you know? Like, who says immediately preceding and the following acts? Now, it sounds like some legal mumbo jumbo, so we go in to say, what does it mean? The aircraft transitions from being on the ground to becoming airborne. On the ground can be whatever, you know, whatever the ground is. Aircraft carrier, water, you know, earth, the ground. So a bit of basic terminology. So takeoff, I think this is not good to have. Here, let me just kind of throw it. Yeah, it's over here. So the definitions or the terminology here, takeoff distance and ground roll, I don't really think that's important to get into the definitions of that stuff. So I'll take that out. Keep in mind it is somebody who's new to aviation. The Canadian Aviation Regulation states takeoffs must be executed into wind unless authorized by the Air Traffic Control Unit. This is for many different reasons. You always have to take off into the wind. When you do take off into the wind, you have a shorter takeoff run, so the amount of time that you're on the ground rolling is going to be shorter. The speed that you're going to be taking off, that's going to be lower, and you won't have to deal with any sort of drifts from whether the wind's coming at you from the sides or anything like that. And it's easier for you to control the aircraft, especially at slow speeds, because you're going from a standstill to flying, so it's a big difference there. You also can, if there's any obstacles in front of you at the end of the runway, you can clear those obstacles quicker. And you can also climb out with a steeper angle of climb. And when you do take off into the wind, it kind of shows you what the circuit's gonna be. So here, hold up, airplane circuit. Yeah. See, I would have been able to pull this photo straight from that book I was talking about. That's where these guys got it from. But this is a circuit. Typically, there are going to be left turns for a circuit. There are right-hand circuits, which are not common, but they're there. So whenever you're taking off, it's just a thin line. It's like a road. It's a bigger road, and the direction which you're actually going to be turning, and flying your circuit, and how people are going to enter the circuit from above, whether they're going to cross in here, join in. It all kind of starts from where the wind is coming from and how people take off. So taking off into the wind is important. You're going to be taking off into the wind, do your left turns, to your crosswind, leg, downwind leg, base, and final. There's no significance to it's just what the legs are called. It's not like it means anything. That's just what they are. So it helps to let people know where they're going to be going. And the thing is this happens from tiny little single engine airplanes to the big airlines, right? They all have to follow typically circuits, but in the airlines, what you see is the air traffic controllers guide them in mainly, and they just join straight final, or whether it's a base to final, something like that. But this is what everybody looks at. So no matter the size of the airplane, yeah, you still have to do it. So that's why this is important. So the benefits of a headwind takeoff, like I said, shortens the ground roll, establishes the circuit pattern. You will have better obstacle clearance and better control on the ground. There's this accident that actually happened fairly recently here. Let me see if I could pull up the video here. I believe it was in Brampton, Ontario. I believe this is the one here. This is the incident. So he's kind of on the ground. He loses his directional control, and, you know, kind of swerves left, swerves right, goes off the runway, over the taxiway, and off into this hangar here. You know, this was a bit of a dumb one. Yeah, this was a dumb accident that should have never happened. He was okay. Nobody was hurt. It was just a stupid accident that should have never happened. But you know, he could have. You see here, he puts in the throttle. So the throttle control, like how in a car you have your gas pedal. For an airplane, it's a hand lever. For a Cessna, at least, it's a hand lever that you push in. Once he did swerve to the left, you can see here that he adds in his throttle. But he also added in too much right rudder. The rudder also helps you kind of control where you're going on the ground. And he kind of went left, right, too far right off the runway into the hangar. He fully could have gotten this under control if he just applied pressure on the brakes. Like he just pushed down on the brakes. He never braked. He was trying to take off again, and he was trying to pull something out of a video game. You know, point towards the hangar here. See, he's got the throttle in full, and he's pulling back. So he's trying to take off. He's trying to get off the ground. I don't know why he was doing that. He should have just stopped, pulled the throttle out, pull your engine power, and just, you know, press the brakes. You know, point away from the hangar. He's kind of wincing here. Like, see how the plane kind of hits this taxiway and bumps up? It's too slow to be able to actually take off, but he's, yeah, it just kind of points in here. So, yeah, the throttle's in the whole time. So you completely just ran into a wall full speed. Dunny is a bitch. God damn it, Deadly. But, no, directional control of the airplane on the ground is very important. Or else then you can get into a situation like this. And, in fact, he panicked, is kind of what it was. See, you're told if you don't like what you see, you add power. But, you know, there's a bit of common sense to it. If you're pointing towards a building, do you want to be speeding and stepping on the gas towards it? You know? So, this was just a bad instructor, I believe. I mean, you never know what might have actually happened. Or what was going on in his head at the time, but it happens. Things happen. But to prevent it, we want to keep our direction of control on the ground. So I do go into the different types of takeoffs, which I think I'm going to be taking out again, because that is going to be that's going to be something for later lessons. When the student is going out for their third lesson, it's going to be, like I mentioned, for here, what was it again? It was straight and level flight. So you don't want to get into the nitty gritty of it. You just want to tell them to push in that throttle control and pull up. It's going to take a bit to download. So we have the benefits, the takeoff. So let's have a look here through our outline. Where are we learning about it? So correct procedures while conducting takeoff, learn to get to the airborne safely. So pretty much all we covered was this is what it is. They have to be in. You have to take off into the wind, and this is why. Even this, I'm not sure if I want to include, but yeah, let's just put a new slide in here before we get too far. So we just want them to know the proper procedures. Actually, I think the procedures will come later. Yeah, the procedures will be here. So I think all this can also go. And then we can start from there. Just cut that. Put it in here. Cut that. And let's see. Let's cut that too. Okay. So the theory, we want to take off into wind. We just have a look here. So the safety and very frequently the quality of a takeoff can depend on the proper execution of the pre-takeoff check. You must consider carrying out this check in the sequential manner prescribed by the authority responsible for the operation of the aircraft, or as laid down in the aircraft flight manual as a compulsory action at all times, blah 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 blah. That's just a ton of gibberish there. Very control pressures required as the speed of the aircraft entering the takeoff run. So the thing I want to kind of focus on for the first lesson is that you're going to be adding power and easing back, and you shouldn't pull back too much. So damn it, Randy, you're a bad influence. Shit. That's funny. Granny, are you done with high school? Now that your exams are over, are you still in high school? Okay, so I don't know where I want this. Where I want to put, add power and pull back. Oh, you're a sophomore now. Okay, cool. So a senior, grade 12, I'm assuming. Your last year. Oh, 10th grade. Okay, never mind. Okay, cool. Hey, it's getting up there. That's kind of weird, your first year in high school was COVID, so you spent it at home. Oh no? Do you prefer it? I mean, damn, Granny, you're a bit of a player, You're in grade 10, and you've already had a girlfriend in grade 9. What a guy. What a guy. You're still 3 years away from graduating. Okay. Yeah, in Canada, we don't really say sophomore or anything like that. It's just kind of juniors and seniors. And even more, like, people don't even really say that. Like, it's just like grade 9, 10, 11, 12, or at least that's how it was around me. Okay, so I'll wait to go into flight sim there. So the aircraft transitions from being on the ground to becoming airborne. Let me see if I could pull a little picture of an aircraft from one of my other slides. These are a bit more complicated, but it's really hard to simplify things, is what I'm finding, because I've spent years training for this, and trying to explain it simply. How do you take off? Like, taking off is a bit simpler, but it's easy to dump everything that you've learned onto someone, but it's really hard to go and condense it, I don't know, that's weird to say, but it's a struggle for most people teaching. What does this mean? The aircraft transitions from being on the ground to becoming airborne. So, how do we become airborne? I think that could be a good, decent slide. Do you think it would be cool to, put in a bit of theory to talk about how an airplane actually flies? Because I feel like people don't really know. Yeah, I'll do a little something here. I'll do a little something for that. Here, do I have a picture of the wing? Let's get a better picture here. No. Let's do the high and low pressure around a wing. Perfect. That's what I'm looking for. So, to kind of put it simply, this is still kind of a complicated. I think it has a lot of unnecessary stuff in it, but how an aircraft flies is the wing is designed to have the higher pressure at the underside of the wing and the lower pressure on the top. And there's this thing called Bernoulli's principle, which here, let me just pull it up here. Bernoulli is a nerd, physics nerd, and here, let me just pull this up. Pretty much what it means is that yeah, right here, fast-moving air, there's lower pressure, right? So it's lower pressure on the top, more pressure at the bottom. That's Bernoulli's principle in a nutshell. What's up, Granny? I learned Bernoulli's principle in physics class. Really? You have? Well, that's cool. I'm guessing you learned a bit about it, about like a Venturi. Is that where you talked about Bernoulli's principle? But this is how an airplane flies. This Bernoulli's principle is, for the most part, what makes the airplanes fly. You got lower pressure at the top, higher pressure at the bottom, and the more air that's flowing over it, the more of a difference there is between the two, and the higher pressure below is actually pushing upwards on the wing. So the air flowing over the wing actually creates a force that lifts us up. It's our lift. So it's the design of the wing plus Bernoulli's principle that lets an aircraft fly, makes an aircraft fly. And of course you have different types of airplanes and wings and everything like that. Cringe, god damn it, Randy. But it's kind of cool how, here, let me, is it here? Nope. So the Wright brothers, when they were first, trying to make an airplane, their wing was flat. So aviation is actually, the more we've flown, the more we've developed airplanes and aviation, we've found that having a curved upper top is actually easier to create lift. It's kind of a miracle how something like this flies. But to be fair, anything can fly as long as you have enough speed. That's really it. So enough speed and a curve at the top. That's all you need. I mean, look at a kite, right? It's fairly flat. It's a flat surface, but it's able to fly with a bit of wind. But it's kind of crazy how we went from. Here, let me pull that back up again. It's crazy how we went from something like this, something right here, to, you know, what we have now. Like, to this. No, to something like this. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like, these things are massive. These things are incredibly heavy chunks of metal, but they're flying through the sky. Like, it's incredible how we go from this shitty little piece of paper that they slapped on an engine, right? To being able to fly this. He's got a hard on for chunks of metal. God damn it. I'm just saying it's cool. It's cool how airplanes fly. But I kind of went off on a tangent. So I'm trying to show someone how to take off. They don't need to know any of this yet, or else it'll be a bit overwhelming. So how do we get airborne? And we could talk about... I think we could just go straight into Bernoulli's principle, can't we? Or how do we get airborne? Okay, I'm gonna keep that photo for later. Let's just throw it there. It only took 20 years after the first successful flight to get commercial airplanes. It's insane. It's insane how fast we've developed. And it's, you know, we're in the 20th century now, and it's only going to develop more. Like, it's kind of incredible how airplanes have developed, and you know what they've come from and what they're at now. Airplanes are just cool. I don't know. And then you have people like Deadly who says that they're cringe, whose opinion, as we all know, are irrelevant. Right, Deadly? You hear that? Bitch. Okay, so how do we... Damn it. I'm not sure if that's all too complicated to put into the first slide, too. Okay, you know what? Forget that. I'll debate that later. Let me just throw that there. Let's do... That was absolutely useless. Me copying pasting that. Time to fly what we will practice. So we're going to practice the ease of throttle. Pretty much saying that when you do take off, when you're sitting on the runway, because I don't have Flight Simulator, I just do this. Cessna on runway. So when you're sitting on the runway here, let's do inside view. Well, he's flying, but okay, whatever. So this right here, what he's holding is the throttle. So when you take off, you're going to want to push that in slowly. It's pretty much what we're going to be trying to show here. Let's do airplane throttle lever. Let's to assess now. If somebody's training, they're going to be seeing this. So. I should play Roblox. I have never played Roblox before. I saw this thing on, I think it was on Instagram that, it was like what people think Roblox is and what Roblox actually is, and they showed some like clip of that looked kind of similar to like old Doom. Yeah, so you should. I mean, what even is Roblox? Because it's not. I've always thought it was like a Minecraft wannabe. What exactly do you do in it? Okay, I'll never say no, but not right now. If I ever do play it, not right now. The only thing I'll ever say, flat no to is Fortnite. But I mean, if yeah, no, I wouldn't do that. I mean, I play Fortnite. I have played Fortnite before, but that was only because one of my childhood friends was hit me up and wanted to play it. But apart from that, I wouldn't go out of my way to play that. A lot of stuff is Roblox. I'll have a look at it later. Right now I'm trying to beat my head against this thing to try to make this slideshow. Make some other stuff to do with the channel points. What kind of stuff do you think would be good? Probably non-Tarkov related stuff. I can't spend any of my 30k points on anything. Once the wipe for Tarkov happens, I'll be going back to it. So, collect those points. But no, you're right. I should add more. I'll probably do one where it's like, hydrate or something like that. It's happening soon, hopefully. Yeah, dude, I've been waiting for a month. Like, they keep saying it's happening soon, but who knows? Like, I'm really hesitant to play it, especially after those events that they threw out. Like, I played one game of it, had Killer run up on me and slap me. If you saw the notification in the Discord, I was just like, yep, nope. Killer ruined it. It's sometime this month. That's all I know. If it's sometime this month, I'll be happy. But I really don't think it will. You didn't play the event. Well, good. That's good for your mental health there. Now, the event was terrible. The event was like slapping a band-aid on a problem that Tarkov is having. Like, they need a wipe, and instead they gave us this weird event with all the scab bosses out in one map. It was kind of scuffed. Killa has a way of doing that to you, yeah. He ate 4 headshots of a Golnick. Oh, he was rough. I ran thermals with my friends on reserve. When the event happened, I couldn't connect to any of the raids though. Kept getting 2,000 ping. Shit, that's rough. That'd be annoying. There's nothing worse than waiting to try to get the game to work. I guess if you have a problem like that, again, why don't you go into the launcher for Tarkov and set the location, right? Lately I've had very bad ping. I don't know why. They should change the servers. I guess I still have mine in Toronto, but you probably have yours on automatic, but just go to the best servers and just give that a try. You might even find that you're having an easier time with Tarkov luck, because Who knows? Maybe there's less people on the servers that you play or that are better for you. It's only when I get into the raid. It's weird. Oh, you already did that. I don't know. They used to be really bad with their problems, but they have gone better. Yeah, it's just a problem with the game. I don't know. I haven't played enough to actually be able to say too much, but it's kind of been an on and off thing where they've had ping problems. So they've improved from what it used to be. Kind of surprising here. I'm surprised to hear that you're getting it again though. Okay, where does this fit in? Blah, 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 two movements. Coach chart, too much. Crosswinds, too much. Actually, it's not too much. I think that should be put up here. Grainy, thank you. I appreciate it. Like I always say though, because it's Prime, like I don't really say it to you as much. But don't ever spend actual money subbing to me. I know you haven't, but other people have. It's I don't know, like I feel bad, especially on times like now where I'm not able to stream as often. Because people pay to get no ads and to get emotes and whatever to support the stream. But I don't know. It's just a hobby for me. Like it's nice and everything, but I do always appreciate it. But it is just a hobby. The Prime sub, of course, like it's just it doesn't really mean much to you. It's something you have, but it means a lot to me that you're giving it to me. So thank you, Grainy. Appreciate you. Okay, so I should probably talk about. Wait, hold up. I'm in the wrong slides. So I'm here. It's not the original. Let me just close that one out. This will be the original. So he's not saying it as if he physically can't. Well, I mean, he's not saying it as if there's a problem. He's saying as if there's a lot of stuff here for Tarkov. Like the sound alerts and, dropping the guns. It's all Tarkov based. And I haven't played Tarkov in a while, so he hasn't had, an outlet for his channel points. So maybe we could have like a hydrate thing, I've seen people use, where it's like, make me drink some water or whatever, posture check, like, I don't know. Maybe have those cheap, like, 300-400 channel points. So you want to steal off Wild Easy. Kind of similar to that. I mean, I've seen a lot of people do those. Like, it's not just Wild that does them. Like, he is on.
Salewa Gomez. Okay.
Here, let me just do this thing real quick.
Dorms in the fog. Ooh, dorms in the fog. I know it's gonna be rough.
Yeah, just gotta do a thing real
That's
quick.
Gonna be rough. Yo, what's up, my boy? How are you? How are you?
But I had him in mind when I said it. Yeah, that's true. I did.
I haven't played with the fiance in like a year. When was the last time we played, Boo?
Oh, he's playing with his girlfriend. That's kind of cool. Or not girlfriend, fiance. I mean, like, what kind of stuff does he have? I'm not gonna dab. I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna do that, unfortunately. Wild
How was
is
your,
an
scouting?
insane streamer. He's a very interesting streamer to watch.
Oh no.
Maybe some things like
We're
this,
gonna be
like
playing, we're playing with a fiance today.
100k for to end my stream. I don't know.
So my two fiancés.
Anime Des, I know he
My two
has
fiancés.
use it. Put on maid outfit. Dude, where am I gonna
Didn't
get a
email
maid
it to
outfit?
you? I think if you look up Discord or something. Wes is the fiance. I know I was gonna do a reverse
Custom name command.
bamboozle. Yeah, we're playing with my fiance and Yang.
Oh, I guess that could work. You know, we could put a custom command for you guys. And you could have whatever you want on there. Pog Party City on Amazon. Amazon. Dude, why do you want to see me in a maid outfit? Okay, what kind of thing is this? Okay, let me close them out for now. We gotta remember to rate him after I get off. Cause you're a nerd and do nerd shit. God damn it. I mean, maybe we'll do like an Amazon day eventually. Not anytime soon, unfortunately, because I don't really want to spend too much money. But I'm thinking how like big streamers do, like I give my credit card to Twitch chat, you know, and have them buy things. Like I feel like I'll do that eventually. Probably in a couple months, yeah, like a Ledwa thing, except, you know, without the insane budget. Yeah, exactly. So I might do something like that. I think that could be fun. Maybe have like a budget of like maybe $400 or $500 Canadian. Yeah, that could be something. But yeah, steal off others. Exactly. That's how you get big. Speaking of which, I should start doing a Reddit recap. Maybe, but because I'm not, you know, big or anything like that. What about like a check out the top of Reddit? I don't fucking know. No new content. You need a Reddit. Well, I know I don't have a Reddit, but like a top of Reddit. Don't do that, dude. I'm just joking. It's just a joke. You're on Reddit, don't do it. Is it weird that this is gonna be like the first time I actually looked up Reddit? Like, what's on Reddit? What's the easiest way to make $1 million? Dude, I wanna know. Become a streamer? Yeah? A lot of shit. Buy an apple for 10 cents, polish it, sell it for 2 cents. Inherit 10 million from your dead uncle. Okay. God damn it. Oh, cat. Oh, that's nice. It's the top live stream. A cat. Unbelievable camouflage, Vietnam. Oh God. Dude, could you imagine being, man. Fuck. Actually seeing this. Or at least fighting against it. That would be horrifying. They're in the trees. The trees are speaking Vietnamese. Like, you could fully be under here talking, and nobody would know. It would take a lot for them to actually, you know, pull you out of there. Okay, that's enough of that. That and pungies? Or pungies? Is that a bad thing? Did I just say a bad thing? I don't want to Google it. Dude, I don't know what that is. Okay, well let's move on. Let's move on from that one because I feel like it may look it up right now. Dude, I don't know if it's bad. Man, it's a trap. Like literally. Dude, is this like here? Let's do an incognito. You know, pull it on my other monitor. What is this? Oh. It's a literal trap. God damn it. Now it's making sense. Yeah, now that makes sense. Yeah, pungies. Yeah, pungies. Literal spike traps. Yeah, pungy spikes. Dude, I thought it was racist. Yeah, that's fucked. This is fucked. War's fucked. Like, man, that's giving me chills just looking at this shit. How do you know this, Grainy? Ah. Fuck, stepping on Legos. The pain. You're Vietnamese. Everyone knows it's war shit. Dude, I didn't fucking know. And just because you're Vietnamese doesn't mean you know what pungies are. There's sticks in the ground. You live in America. How Vietnamese are you? Like, have you lived in Vietnam? Vietnam for a while? But even, yeah, it's history. Really? I mean, do they teach you that? That pungies are part of Vietnamese history? Like, they do. I mean, oh my god. Well, in Canada, we have like 1812. Like, that's all we have in Canada, the War of 1812. That's it. Like, Canada's boring for history. I don't know any of this. No, I do my own research. He learns about warfare. Oh, okay, that's fair enough. You learn about mustard gas. Really? Like, Canadian history is like 1812. And, yeah, with like fucking muskets and shit. Like, look at this. This is the stuff we learned about. That and like natives, like barely even natives. Like, I don't know, like there's not really much in Canada. Although we're a fairly new country. I guess. Not really. I don't fucking know. Or boring country. Okay. Learn about mustard gas and shit in history. Well, no, we never touched that. There's actually in high school. There's this one time where we went to see a speaker, a surviving member of someone who was in. Jesus fuck. God damn it. Okay, so it was a man who was Jewish who lived in Germany, and you could imagine his stories. So he was talking about a lot of things that have happened to him. I think I've heard more from him than I'd ever learned in school about World War II. Tarkov PTSD. Yeah, I mean it's a bullet ping. Bullet pings are like everywhere. He was a prisoner of war. No, he wasn't a soldier. He lived in Germany, and he was a Jewish German. But him and his family were put into concentration camps, and he talked about how his parents died and how on the day that they were escaping, his dad died, and the whole story behind it. I don't really want to say too much because it was a while ago that I heard it, so I might be wrong in some of the points, but for the most part, that's kind of the stuff he saw. Does he have a famous book? Did he have a famous book? I don't know. I was in like grade 9 or 10 when I went to it. Jesus Christ, that was like 5-6 years ago. No, more than that. I don't know, dude. Old ass. No, I don't even know what to look up to be able to find it up. Jewish German speaker? No, World War II speaker? I don't know. No, I don't know. I don't even know what to look up for this. Old ass Roblox in your history. Dude, forget what's Yiddish. I saw it there, but I don't know what that's about. Dude, Minecraft's my history. Minecraft's where I grew up. Minecraft and Modern Warfare 2, Call of Duty. You know, the first Call of Duty. There's a book called Night by Elie Wiesel, very famous survivor of one of the biggest concentration camps. Huh. Google Elie Wiesel. He died. That's very unfortunate to hear. You know, I think this was him actually. Yeah, professor at Boston University. Jewish population was placed in 2 confinement camps. Yeah. His mother and younger sister and his father to be killed in... Yep. Yeah. This is the guy. Wow, that's crazy. I didn't know... I never knew that this man was so notable and was kind of famous for speaking on his experiences, but yeah, so it was him. We actually went to the big city near us, and it was this big hall, and they brought together multiple schools. It was like 10 different schools to go and watch him in this massive hall. No, that's crazy. I didn't realize who he was, and it's kind of sad to see that he has passed away. Damn. I think it might have been back in 2013 or 2012, like somewhere around there that I saw him speak. And to think that, 3-4 years after he's passed. That's sad to see. We're to North America. Yeah. No, that's sad. God damn it, what are you guys typing here? He spoke Yiddish, Pog, Yiddy, Yada, Zane, I'm gonna go. Can't expect him to push that long, can ya? Yeah, that's true. Have a nice stream. Nice talking to you. You too, Granny. Thank you for always being here. I did put on this stream just to, kind of say sorry for not streaming for a while. I might not stream for too much longer because I do have to get this slide done. And then, maybe if you guys are interested, we can take a minute and actually look at it. Yeah, Flight Simulator's not even done, so I mean, I do have other slides made, like everything. Like some of these are fully made. Once I'm done them all, once I, get far enough through my training to teach people how to go through this stuff, I could go through it with you guys if you want. That could be fun. To me, I've come across a lot of problems with my training, and I definitely want, more people to be interested in aviation. So, hey, who knows? Maybe you might find a passion in it just from me chatting away. Ain't no one give a fuck unless it's Battlefield 2042. Let's go. Well, I'll be playing Battlefield. Like, there's no doubt I'm gonna be playing Battlefield the second that comes out. I'm really excited for that. But yeah. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna kind of leave it at that for now, and I am meeting up with the examiner tomorrow and I'll run through him what he thinks that could be put in here. Because this is going to be the first slide for takeoff. Let's just do part 1. So what we are going to be practicing, ease of throttle. So for airplanes, typically, here, let me bring up a view of the cockpit. So these pedals here, it's not like a car. The bottom of the pedals, you push on the bottom to control the rudder. So it's the here, let me so me saying that, I kind of figure that most people might not know what a rudder is. So the rudder is right here. So it kind of controls the movement around the lateral axis. So if you imagine the aircraft pointed straight here, and it wiggles from the nose moving left and right, and this thing, the tail is opposite. So that's what the rudder controls. It's really hard to describe it without actually using hand gestures, but either way, that's what the rudder does. And typically on the ground, while you're taxiing, the rudder actually also controls the nose wheel to a certain extent by 30 degrees. Hand cam. Not today. Not today. No cam for today. So certain airplanes are small aircraft are different. Some they don't have that where the nose wheel is controlled through the rudders, but for the Cessna they do. And for most small aircraft, I do. I know the Diamond DA-20, it doesn't. Which is, here, let me show you a picture of it. This is pretty much a glider with an engine. This small aircraft doesn't have it. But the Cessnas, which are the most common trainers, they do. So when you are taking off, you're going to have to use these pedals to control where you're going to be going. And of course, when you're taking off, you're going to be on that you're going to want to be on that white line or the white dotted line. Depending on, the size of the runway or the airport, they may not have any markings on it, but you're going to want to be in the middle. So I think that is going to be important. So what we will be practicing. So correct use of rudder. Correct taxiing, maybe. Here, I'm just gonna put it in. Slap a picture in there. Yeah, let me just slap a picture in there real quick. Probably this one. Oops, that closed the chat there. Okay. So I'm just gonna get the gist of what I kind of want for the slides, and then I'll probably end the stream and just get to my work. Okay, so you're going to be adding power when you take off, controlling where you move with your rudder so you're staying in the middle of the runway, and then you're going to be pulling back on the control column, which is right here. This is known as the control column. So if you pull back on this, the elevators of the aircraft, sure, let's use the diamond as example. The elevator is up here, so the elevator will be pointed downwards when you pull back, causing the nose of the aircraft to rise. So ease the back pressure. Like I talked about before, if you pull back too abruptly, you could have a tail strike or some other issues there. So that could be under safety conditions. Abrupt back pressure. Hold on, let's just do tail. Let's do abrupt back pressure. It may cause a tail strike. Okay. What other safety considerations would you have to worry about? Like we saw in that video that I showed about the incident that happened at Brampton, Ontario. Correct use. Maintain the center of the runway, or runway center line. Maintain that could be another safety concern. I mean, if you're not in the center of the runway, it could cause problems. Like we saw in that video. Let's see, if you pull back too early, you could actually stall the aircraft. So we could talk about that. So abrupt use of the control column, you could have a tail strike. You can stall the aircraft. I mean, you're going slow and you pull back abruptly. If you pull back too abrupt before the airplane's actually ready to fly, there's not enough air flowing over the wings, you're gonna stall. Um, and that'll just be a mess. You're just gonna slam down on the ground, get some air, slam down on the ground, bounce a bit. It's not gonna be a fun time. So let's see, what other safety considerations do we have to worry about here when we're taking off? I think I will talk about crosswinds here. I feel like how we fly doesn't really matter as much. Because, yeah, I did talk about how an airplane flies, but they're going to be learning that separately for their ground school. As an instructor, in the slides I'm making right now is me physically going out into an airplane with them. So it's a bit different for what I'm teaching them, and I definitely don't want to overwhelm them with theory. So let's just kind of take it back a notch and keep it simple, dumb it down. Okay, takeoffs have to be into the wind. We'll do that. The benefits of it, just kind of lift them off. It's good to know. Is it good to know or need to know? I'll have a look at this later. The crosswind, of course, because when is the wind ever going to be always down the runway? You might see it every so often that you have the wind going straight down the runway, but let me. Okay, well, let's do CYHM airport diagram. So this is Hamilton's diagram here. So fortunately, this airport has 2 runways, so you can take off into wind in different areas here. But let's say that you only have 1 runway. Let's say you only have this one right here, going this way. Are you always going to have the wind coming at you from this direction or this direction? No. It's not going to always happen. It might happen sometimes here and there, but not always. It could come from wherever, 360 degrees anywhere. And a runway only covers, 2 degrees or two radials. So it is important to know how to take off in a crosswind. So I think that's something that a new student is going to be coming across early in their lesson, of course. Prepare for the worst. Yeah, that's true. But it's kind of hard because the lesson I'm trying to make is something for someone with very, very little experience in aircraft. Like I said, it's going to be their 3rd flight. Like their 1st flight, I'll probably be doing most of the flying. It's just a sightseeing tour, honestly. They're just getting in an airplane and looking around. Maybe fly over their house, do a little circle above it. It's just a sightseeing flight. The hours still count towards their license, but it's them having fun. I mean, the thing with aviation and training is I want to train people and have fun training people. It's aviation. We're flying airplanes. It's fun as shit. Why wouldn't I try to make it fun for someone? So I'm trying hard to not complicate it too much in the slides. So just kind of have it quick, we're taking off, take off into the wind. We're not always going to get into the wind. So here's some crosswind techniques. And that's really it. Just then say, okay, you take off, you push in the throttle, you use your rudders to keep straight, and you pull back. Very simple, 3 things to actually take off, and some, safety. So I'm trying to really dumb it down for this first lesson, and then, then we can go and talk about, you know, more complicated things like range and endurance, and start throwing some like new words at them, angle of attack, you know, compared to pitch, relative airflow, just throw a lot of new stuff at them. But yeah. A10 gun run, let's go. Angle of attack. God damn it. Bert. Good old Bert. But no, the angle of attack is the angle in between where the air is coming from for the airplane, relative to the airplane, and where the wings are pointed to. I don't want to get too complicated. Yes, it's the angle of what you attack someone at. Sure. It's god damn it. So the ease of back pressure. I think I have a control column. There we go. I want this photo. It's back pressure. And I talked about it again here for safety. There we go. Well, the 10mm cannon. God damn it. Okay, so I think this is good. Then, you know, I'll make some questions up. Pretty much reiterate what was said in the slides and what we've learned. So that's just reiterating, you know, the outline, saying this is what we are going to learn, which is right here. So just kind of repeat that. Okay, well, it was kind of a fun, quick stream, you know. Chatting with Turpy, Grainy, and you two Deadly. But yeah, I think I'm going to. God damn it, you didn't get me that time. I think.